Days ago, 3 women from Rochester, New York were here in Chicago to celebrate a birthday and left behind one heck of a surprise. They decided to dine and dash after greasing their fingers on chicken wings, eating Alfredo, and washing it all down with flights of drinks.
The server went to the table. They asked for the ticket to be split. She left from this table behind me to a few steps away, clicked the button. As she left, they got up one at a time and walked out.
So let's look at this. You see it, 262 buckaroos. The tab was well over $200 at Soul Vines, located in the Near North neighborhood, though. They skipped on the bill.
They got a lot of food
on surveillance, leaving with one at a time within 30 seconds of the server stepping away.
Come on, guys. Yeah, bro. That's that $200. But there's no right. It doesn't matter.
You knew how much it costs. It got the prices on the menu.
Yeah.
Well, they said she said they down drinks.
They killing the drinks.
They was killing the drinks. You know, that's about $15, $20 a drink.
They plan to do it.
At Soul Vines, located in the Near North neighborhood, though. They skipped on the bill. They were spotted on surveillance, leaving one at a time within 30 seconds of the server stepping away. One lady you couldn't miss, she was wearing a blue wig. You see her right there. They also forgot that they added information to the wait list before being seated, including a name and number. And to add insult to injury, the trio laughed about it right there on social media, tagging the restaurant and telling them thanks for the free food. Sadly, it's not the first time. The owners own 5 restaurants and have seen an uptick in dine and dash incidents. It's a crime that impacts the owners and their wait staff.
Some places do make the servers come out and pay for those bills, but Fab and Soul Vibes really don't make us pay for it. That's really grateful because $300, $400 could really break our bank for that day.
Labor cost is up 35%. Product cost is up 35%. And I used to say the industry used to be an industry of nickels and dime. Now it's an industry of pennies and nickels. So when you get these dine and dash incidences, you know what I mean? You know, the consumer or the people that are doing this dine and dash might think, oh, it's just $100. Yeah, but it's hurting the bottom line.
It's a greedy crime all the way around. Now, we did blur those people's faces because they have not been charged with a crime, but a police report was made. Chicago police are now investigating. If charged, the suspects could face a Class A misdemeanor for theft of services under the amount of $500, punishable by up to 1 year in jail and a $2,500 fine.
Damn.
You know what? I know this is kind of extreme, but if people start discriminating against us because of that, I don't see I don't see nothing wrong with that. You just seen somebody do some shit like that.
That is crazy.
You know, it's kind of effed up. Like, damn, if you know you can't pay for the food, why you gonna sit your happy self in there for us? Especially if you're grown. I can see little kids, but you're a grown ass
$200 tab.
I've done it as a kid.
I said a kid. I said as a grown ass adult.
I felt bad though. I felt terrible though. I mean, actually, I didn't feel too terrible, but like after the fact, when the people came outside recording this, getting in the car, I was like, damn.
I remember one time when I was in high school, I went to eat at Buffalo Wild Wings after a scrimmage, and I paid, and everybody else dined and dashed, and they charged my card.
No, that happened. Oh, that sucks. That happened to my friend before.
I had to call him the next day. I was like, why would y'all do
I'm not going to get extreme, but that happened to my...
You were the only one who had a card on file. We had to charge someone.
That's bad.
I said, what?
I'm not gonna lie. That happened to my friend. He told everybody before they came on his birthday. His parents were there. It was like 25 people there, bro. Everybody dined and dashed. And the parents were just sitting there messed up like, damn, we finna have to have almost $1,000 bill plus.
That's his last birthday for about 3 years.
It was bad. I ain't gonna say what color they was, but I mean that's besides the point.
I think we know what color they were, man.
Like, come on, y'all, let's stop.
Let's not sit here and bullshit.
But that is crazy that they just did that, bro. Like, damn, bro.
I'm just.
That's sad, bro.
Then top comment.
Send this bill to Roland Martin. Send the bill to. Hold on, it says Doug. Damn.
I'm sick of this.
Send the bill to Roland Martin.
I gotta keep it 100, man. Like, these are the same people that talk about white people are racist.
Dead ass.
Americans are racist. They don't care about our lives. They don't want us in their spaces. You see what you do? You see what you do to spaces of people that look like you? Why would the people that don't look like you want you in their shit?
Yeah, was that black-owned business?
Yes.
But look, when someone comes into your restaurant with blue hair, now they're gonna wonder, I wonder if she's gonna pay. Is that a bad assumption? No. I don't think so.
What they say was pattern recognition. Get them.
That was crazy.
Oh, Brandon said so?
Chicago.
It's sad, bro. I just want better for my people, bro.
I do want better for my people, but in order to get better for your people, you need better from your people.
That's fact.
They just gotta go to the library, pick up a book.
Library.
Don't shoot a gun.
Yeah, you said library. You ain't no better than them.
Hey, I'm not.
I'm
slightly better, but I'm not all the way better. By my tendencies.
We getting better.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Please be seated.
He's the problem.
Thank you, Frank, for your leadership and your...
Chicago Police Department, murder mandate recently played. He was murdered by Chicago Police. He was experiencing a mental health crisis and he was shot 16 times. Now his killer cops are back on the street under your watch, Brandon Johnson.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you for raising that today. We certainly have had issues with our police department over the years. And since I've been in office, we have been working very hard to ensure that our law enforcement is behaving constitutionally. But I can tell you one thing for sure, under my administration, my commitment to make sure that there is real justice for our people is my top priority. Yeah. Thank you.
I can't say what I want to say.
What do you say about that, Brandon? Why are you picking up nothing? Do you expect no, you're not.
Sit down, black
Hello, I will ask that you honor and respect God's sanctuary.
I declined 35%, though.
I will again ask that you please respect and honor God's sanctuary.
It's the summertime, not over.
As Baba Frank said, there are differences. We acknowledged that. We sincerely acknowledge that. But I ask that you respect and honor God's sanctuary.
Today, I do want to recognize that there is a great deal of frustration and animus that exists in this city for a very long time. The truth of the matter is that police brutality is something that has plagued our city. And too many of our folks have been criminalized because of their blackness or because of their addiction. And I know that from a very personal note of having brothers who have dealt with untreated trauma and have been criminalized, and one of whom died addicted and unhoused. The frustration that is being expressed today is one that we have held for generations. But I can tell you one thing for sure, that though we've inherited a mess, we're gonna clean it up and we're gonna do that together.
Can't make this crap up, man. What's the triangle again, man?
The politician, the pastor, and the entertainer?
Yeah.
Yeah, this politician was in the church. Can't make this crap up, man. Yeah, man. So, Chicago.
Well, they said, hey, I just looked up a stat. The murder rate for Chicago is down 30. It decreased 35%. Yeah, but
that's surprising. I bet they're still top 5.
You know, they was pretty much killed each other to extinction there. Like
so, why they crying about police brutality in Chicago? Yeah, whatever.
We're not talking about mob actions. I didn't say that. Hold on a second, okay? Respectfully.
Don't get mad, bro.
These large gatherings, just hold on a second, y'all. I promise you, we have time to talk. It's important that we speak of these dynamics in an appropriate way.
He needs a haircut.
This is not to obfuscate what is actually taking place.
Be demonized.
What kind of cut is that?
Look, demonizing children is wrong. We have to keep them safe as well. Have you ever taught middle school? I have. Have you ever raised young people? Do you understand the risk that young people take just because they're young? Do you know that home plate is at the bottom of my stairs? I found that out when my son was sliding down those stairs trying to score. They're young. Sometimes they make silly decisions. They do. And so we have to make sure that we are investing to make sure that young people know that they are supported.
A 15-year-old boy was shot during a so-called teen takeover in downtown Chicago.
The question you're about to see about violent black teenager season came after a shooting outside a movie theater right by Navy Pier.
For a large group of kids fighting outside.
A fight that led to a shooting.
I'm getting several tickets for shots fired.
The call for help came in just after 8 Sunday. A 46-year-old woman shot in the arm walking down the sidewalk with her young son.
A 46-year-old female tourist who was here visiting from Connecticut. We need the city to gather around right now and dedicate the amount of police resources that the downtown area needs, or we're going to have another summer of madness and mayhem.
Black teenager season is upon us.
Yeah, that is a complete thing. I'm not mad. Actually, after the stuff that we have learned today, I am not mad. No longer mad at racism.
All right, Solomon.
Hey, look. Okay.
Can I say something? We'll take out the video real quick.
No, don't say it, buddy. I wouldn't say it.
Because it's going to be on.
Because I'm extreme today. Tell them what we learned, bro. I can't explain it again, bro. Well, we learned, guys, that they spend more money in at black schools per kid than they do in predominantly white areas. We already did.
It was 22,000.
New Orleans spends 40,000.
46,000.
What? Can we look at Baton Rouge? We didn't look up.
We did look it up. I forgot what it was.
And you know how black people say that they're misfortunate in their educational system and all these systems. And we figured out, even Chicago, they're spending taxpayer dollars on each one of these badass kids, guys.
But some of their schools still ain't open up in Chicago, though.
Baton Rouge is only 16,000.
That is still a lot. What was the 10,000?
Yeah, the national average is 13,000, so they're above the national average.
So they're spending above the national average in these black communities for these kids to go to school. And then they say that they're disproportionately affected.
I really need to say something.
We can't react. We can't react normal anymore. I have to figure out that stat truly, guys.
Yeah, our whole head has been messed up.
React normal. I will never be okay again, guys, because I hear this all the time. And sometimes, I just have, life arguments that I can have and just examples that I can share to give it, as an example why people shouldn't be a victim. But knowing that stat, that's a true stat.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to make a PowerPoint. We're going to make a PowerPoint. I'm serious. We're going to make a PowerPoint. We're going to put all the stats out here. We're going to have Exhibit A, New Orleans. Exhibit B,
we can make like a
Baltimore.
Perker video. Get a green screen, do it all. Put a suit on.
Yeah.
And actually make a full video. Why black people should no longer be victims. And that right there debunks everything, though. Honestly, that's why I'm upset, because that debunks everything. That kid, that oh my God. And then to see this right here.
A 15-year-old boy was shot during a so-called teen takeover in downtown Chicago.
Courtney's in Streeterville with the latest and the video that was shot overnight.
Takeover.
John and Judy, good morning. Frustration is mounting among many in this area as the teen takeovers have started once again. Last night, in the middle of yet another, a shooting unfolding just a few hundred feet from where we are just before 9:45. The sound of those gunshots caught on camera. According to Chicago police, officers heard those gunshots and saw a large group running away. The 15-year-old boy was on the ground with a grazed wound to the leg. He was taken by the Chicago Fire Department to Lurie Children's Hospital, where he was reportedly in good condition. Videos from the scene and those taken by residents and shared on social media show the chaos that unfolded last night. Hundreds of teens gathering and running in the street near Columbus Drive in Illinois.
My daddy told me, don't degrade your people.
I'm gonna keep it 100, bro.
I wish I could. I said I wish I couldn't, brother.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm not trying to degrade anybody, but I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. Anytime, this is something I've known my whole life. Anytime you see that many black kids in one area,
no police or nothing around.
Somebody's gonna get shot. I'd say there's a 7 out of 10 chance that somebody's up to no good.
I've seen people get shot, guys, by just being in the.
You think that's too low?
We're being extremely generous.
Okay, what's the odds, Brock?
10 out of 10.
What?
If you get this many young juvenile black people together, there's a 10 out of 10 chance there will be a fight.
Count 8 people right now. Count 8 people right now.
Is it not
Philadelphia? One of them are gonna get shot or die from gun violence.
Blame the gun.
Nah, bro, this is bad, bro.
This is terrible.
Illinois, blocking traffic, fighting in the roadway, and throwing things like glass bottles and other objects. One man shared video with us of teens using stun guns during a fight in the middle of the road. He says he loves living in this neighborhood, but he is disheartened after recent events. He's hoping city leadership is listening.
Air Forces.
You know, this is not the Chicago that we want people to take home with them.
It's a stand-up.
I mean, 2 weekends ago, right at this corner, the woman was shot, a tourist visiting from Connecticut. You know, that was shocking. Then seeing this, it's sad, it's embarrassing, and we just need to do better as a city.
You see how generous he's being?
It's not clear whether anyone was arrested, and if so, how many people during last night's incidents, or whether anyone else was injured during all of this. We have reached out to Chicago police for those answers. We've also reached out to the mayor's office this morning for a statement. While we are waiting to hear back from that, we just spoke a few minutes ago with Alderman Brian Hopkins. He's been calling for an earlier curfew for unaccompanied minors in this area. It's something that he hopes to get a vote on in April from City Council. Again, all of this, something that we've heard in the past, even last summer, as these concerns also rose in light of recent events. We'll keep you posted on the latest.
And if your kid outside, find the parent $200.
They'll throw them in jail.
Okay, all right. That'll be extreme.
They're probably already there anyway.
To be honest with you, I think that will actually cause a lot of crime.
Guys, I told y'all, we're just extreme today, guys.
Y'all might say this is extreme.
I'm sorry, I'm just kidding, y'all.
If your child is not 18, they do some extreme crime, you should. Why would they start charging the parent?
Finding the parent, and I'm not mad at that.
They're gonna say, that's racism.
You can find them, though.
The fact that
that's racism too.
The fact that your city has something that they're saying on the local news, violent black teenager season. Everybody that's black and has any sense of pride should be against this. You should be condemning this behavior and condemning those children and condemning the parents. Every single person. If my city has something called violent black teenager season, and I was a fucking black person in that city, I would have
Hey, we remember what happened last summer.
I would have a problem with that.
You remember what happened last summer?
I can't even fuck.
They were jumping on that guy's car.
And I promise you, if he would have came outside.
No, be quiet. Hey, bro, let's what would you have done? Hey.
Summer in Chicago, sadly, is considered
What did
black.
he say? Did he say something bad, bro?
No.
What did he say? No, what talking about what did Ty say?
I said, if you said so crazy, I said they got to switch from him too.
Yeah, they do.
I was about to say,
Summer in Chicago, sadly, is considered black. Violent black teenager season in Chicago.
The question you're about to see about violent black teenager season came after a shooting outside a movie theater right by Navy Pier.
For a large group of kids fighting outside.
A fight that led to a shooting.
I'm getting several tickets for shots fired.
The call for help came in just after 8 Sunday. A 46-year-old woman shot in the arm walking down the sidewalk with her young son.
A 46-year-old female tourist who was here visiting from Connecticut. We need the city to gather around right now and dedicate the amount of police resources that the downtown area needs, or we're going to have another summer of madness and mayhem.
Isn't that the ultimate tourist experience in Chicago? Getting shot while just walking around? Anyway, here's reporter William J. Kelly confronting the mayor about this problem.
Summer in Chicago, sadly, is considered black, violent black teenager season in Chicago by a lot of Chicagoans. It kicked off early on Sunday when about 100 or so.
But they remember, guys, they're the most moved from state. They're top 5. Maybe top
violent
5.
black teens descended on downtown, specifically the Streeterville neighborhood, menacing residents, culminating in the shooting of a... No, I'm sorry, you didn't interrupt anyone else. This is a very important question that a lot of people in Chicago are very concerned about.
Obviously, it's on the news.
That culminated in the shooting of a tourist pushing a baby carriage down Illinois Street. I've spoken with a number of the Streeterville residents. They say that they're not only worried about the violent black teenagers, what really concerns them is that they feel that the mayor doesn't get it.
Yeah, you don't get it.
You say that you're going to have summer jobs, you're going to put another $100 million into these jobs. They didn't work last summer. And the question is simply this. At that press conference yesterday, you said that you wanted a second term, you needed these young black people in order to get reelected. Is this spending the hundreds of millions of dollars simply an attempt to buy votes?
Oh, good question. now.
Alice.
There was Mayor Johnson. My follow-up question. Everyone got a follow-up question. Lori Lightfoot also told me that crime was down. Lori Lightfoot also tried to buy votes by using other people's money. Do you think that you will get reelected using Lori Lightfoot's playbook?
I'm focused on this first term.
Give me the mic, please. You have gotten your follow-up.
Hi, Mayor.
Could I please get the mic? I'm right on camera.
I'm sure the mayor absolutely despised that question. After all, he's long held the stance that children shouldn't be demonized.
I absolutely believe
Look,
these children should be demonized.
demonizing children is wrong. We have to keep them safe as well.
Don't be mean.
I absolutely
Have you ever taught
think
middle
these
school?
children should
I
be
have.
absolutely
Have you ever raised
ostracized.
young people?
Triangle.
Do you understand the risk that young people take just because they're young?
This guy's a pussy.
Do you know that home plate is at the bottom of my stairs? I found that out when my son was sliding down those stairs trying to score. They're young. Sometimes they make silly decisions. They do. And so we have to make sure that we are investing to make sure that young people know that they are supported.
11 and 12-year-olds. It's 11 and 12-year-olds that's at a rec center right now with a switch on their Glock.
Bro. Oh my God.
I just don't understand how these people are not ostracizing. They have something that's called Violent Black Teenager Season, and you have a freaking mayor saying we shouldn't demonize. We have to keep them safe.
We're worried about saying mean
Fuck
words.
them kids, bro.
A woman is pushing a baby and was shot.
This is
and y'all
detrimental.
worried about being mean.
Being mean to them outweighs their feelings. Like they are literally detrimental to society.
Y'all wouldn't want me to be the president.
You wouldn't want me to be
Yeah,
the
no,
president.
yeah, for real. That's why I'm like, y'all are saying they're racist?
Deploy the National Guard.
Do you know what they truly want to do? Do you know what they want to do? Do you know what I want to do now?
He said, "You know what I want to do now."
So, Joe Biden said it. They're predators. We need to get these predators off the streets.
Jeez.
He was damn right.
Jeez.
It's sad to say.
Jeez.
They
I'm
said Trump
about, bro,
racist?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Every day I'm just tired of looking like them. Like I want people going like, no, like
that's a crazy statement right there.
It's not though.
Hold on. What I meant was like, I have dreads and tattoos. Like people are gonna look at me.
They're gonna think
and
you're
be like,
YN.
bro, oh, he's one of them.
Even the TYT who thought we was YN.
That's what I'm saying. Like I wasn't saying like I'm tired of being black like them. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I just don't like the fact that my appearance makes people might think I'm one of them.
And you want to keep your scat back,
You know what?
nigga?
I'm not mad at the guy with TYT no more. I just like, yeah, you don't know black people for real.
I'm finna cut my hair,
You know,
bro.
I'm not mad at
I'm
the
finna cut
club
my
for
hair.
saying.
I'm finna go get an F-150.
I'm finna cut my hair.
I'm not mad at
I'm
them
not
saying
playing.
that I can't come in the club because I don't got a belt. I can't come in the club because I got a jersey.
I'm about to cut my hair, bro. I can't.
I always understood that.
I never understood the jersey. I'm like, maybe they think because you're wearing a jersey that starts
Hold on.
white. But no, that's not the reason.
We know the reason. In Baton Rouge, they said no chains, no earrings. I was like, dang. But now,
yeah, that's the safest thing to do, man.
There's only one.
No plain white tees.
Let me stop.
You got cuts. You got cuts in your jeans, buddy.
They have to do that.
I'm not mad at that. I only want short shorts and Sperry's and a collar shirt in my club. Man.
And you ain't gonna have no trouble. Last night I went out. They didn't pat nobody down. Everybody was in there wearing that. It was a good time. I wonder why.
Where were you
gotta
at,
worry
bro?
about nothing, brother.
The Heights. You know you said.
I like the Heights. Y'all used to tell me the Heights is boring. You tripping? Yeah, all right. I knew I wasn't tripping.
We out of here, y'all.
See, it only took a matter of time for y'all.